Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Wishful Podcast. I am your host, Jomar, and today is May 19th. Today is a Tuesday. Yes, I know it's Tuesday. So, the reason I didn't record last night was we had a thunderstorm. Like, it rained pretty bad. I think trees got knocked down and stuff. So basically, the power had wound up going out twice here, and I actually have that footage to where it went out while I was recording, but I stopped because I'm not about to keep trying to turn on all of my equipment just for the lights to go out again. I'm not trying to fry no motherboards or anything like that, and y'all not about to, y'all ain't contributing, so no. I mean, it'd be nice if y'all had an extra laptop or a couple desktop computers or whatever, and y'all could slide them this way. Hey, by all means, by all means. And I did actually go in my car and try to record the episode also, but I deleted it. The audio wasn't it wasn't what I wanted it to be, and my phone got extra hot as hell because I was sitting inside a hot car. It was actively raining also, so it wasn't no windows down. It was just hot. The lights were back on in the house. I chose not to do it because, again, I didn't know if the lights was gonna go back off, so I just did what it did. But yeah, next time I do that, I'm going to. I don't see it. They're not in here. I'm going to use my. I'm not gonna say the external. My other. The microphone that clips on you. I'm gonna do it with that next time I go out to my vehicle. So with all of that being said, here we go. This is graduation time. People are about to graduate. People have graduated. Congratulations, y'all. Y'all made it. So whatever you going to, whether it's the next grade, you getting out of school completely, high school, college, you did it. You did it. You did it. Congratulations. However, I don't know exactly where this has happened, but I think this has happened in more than one location. Seems to be some young people in high school deciding that they want to do some fighting at ceremonies, either before or after the ceremony. I don't know. I've kind of scrolled past and seen a couple of videos. I see somebody grandma kind of get knocked over, or I don't think she was hit. I didn't even notice it until like after the fact. Somebody got to always screenshot it and point arrows and stuff at. Yeah, but no, I think my whole opinion on that is that's not the place to do that. You had the whole school year to figure out how you could have fought or worked something out with this person. Yes, I know teens are going to fight. That's what they do. That's what they do. But you want to sit here and fuss and fight when people's mama, uncles, aunties, grandmas, and all these other people are here at this ceremony. It's supposed to be a ceremonious event. And here you are, wanting to act like baboons in a jungle. I haven't really gotten into this with young people because I kind of wanted this to be a whole thing, but I'll give you a slight preview of it. Young people do the stuff that they do because there's no consequence. I mean, if you could go to work and you could curse your boss completely out and absolutely nothing would happen, you would do it. If you could beat the brakes off of your boss or whoever, supervisor, manager, whatever, and you knew nothing was going to happen, you would do it. It's okay. You can say no. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't dare. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. But yeah, I would. Yeah. Yeah. Because there's no consequence. See, what needs to happen in events like that? Consequence, because I thought about this yesterday and I actually said it, and then after I said it I came up with this other more brilliant idea. See, all of those people that want to do all that fighting and all that other carrying on, as older people would say, they out there with all that carrying on. I call the daddies, get all the uncles, get all of these people. Oh, y'all want to sit out here and fight? That's cool. Now y'all sit out here and y'all take these belts. Y'all just get beat. That's what y'all need. Y'all gonna beat on each other. Now we gonna beat on y'all. You got to take it back to a community. You got to take it back to a village. And again, the younger people, they just is carefree. Nothing's gonna happen. That's why all these break-ins and all this other stuff that's going on. That's, they breaking in the cars, taking and doing all this stuff. Ain't nothing gonna happen. You might go to jail for 24 hours, but you're gonna get released. Like all this misdemeanor stuff, no. Now, also, I'm not trying to say that you need to arrest every young person who do all of this stuff for 99 years, no. But somebody needs to be made an example out of, or something need to happen. Hey, look, y'all do this foolishness. This was gonna happen to you. This is what's gonna happen to you. And that's just how I feel. And I just find it amazing, not amazing, but I find it funny, hysterical, comedic that people in other countries, China, India, Japan, all of those other people, they don't have the crime problems that we have. Yeah, they might fight and all that other stuff, but you see what happens to them in the movies. Now, even more so with that, how they're brought up is completely different. That's a whole episode within itself, and that's in the works too. That's definitely in the works too. But no, ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing happening. You going over to these Korean places and some of these places in Africa, and these people stealing stuff and they doing stuff and they getting their hands and stuff chopped off and all this other stuff, and they getting their feet, their foot and whatever chopped off because they did this stuff. I guarantee you, if that happened here in America, it's gonna be a whole thing, and it's probably gonna be on more side than the other side. Somebody broke into somebody's house, or some younger people, my bad, or whoever. Somebody broke into somebody's house, or got in the car, and this man come outside with a machete and chop somebody's damn hand off, or did enough of it. I mean, y'all can say what y'all want. Y'all can sit here and be like, "Oh my goodness, that's too graphic and that's so and so." But again, you sent that message, and this is just America. Like, what are you supposed to do? Everybody's gonna say, "Oh well, we need to call the police," and damn it, I'm going on with the subject, and I really didn't want to, but I'm gonna finish it. People, what are we supposed to do when people are breaking into our houses? Young people. I'm not trying to signify and say all young people, but when this happens, what are we supposed to do? There's laws that say what you can and what you can't do. By all means, you do what you need to do. Police can't be everywhere. They're not supposed to be everywhere. If police were everywhere, then there'd be no crime. There'd be no need for police. If police were everywhere, right? Right. Okay. But yes, these graduation fights, they're doing this stuff because there's no consequence. I can guarantee you, if one of those people they had a football scholarship or something big, going to some huge Ohio State, LSU, big, D1 school on a football scholarship, and then all of a sudden they got the scholarship taken away from them, or hey, you can still come, but you're going to need to attend anger management classes and do some community service, and we're going to start you off in the spring instead of the fall. Something like that. Again, somebody got to make a message, an example out of somebody, somewhere, sometime. It got to happen. Just can't keep letting this stuff happen. No. But like I said, I beat the hell out of them to get daddies and uncles. Speaking of which, I can't remember if this happened in New Orleans, or if this was somewhere else, or if it even still goes on. I had to look it up because what I thought it was called was something different, but it was basically a bunch of men. It was a bunch of black men walking around high schools, and they were either retired military or just fathers who had the day off, and they just walked around the hallway, and they talked about nothing happened. There was no fights. There was no nothing. Everything was just like completely calmed down, completely calmed down, and it had a it was a name. Like that whole thing had a name, and I really hate that I can't remember if this was just a more isolated event, if it was just like in a certain city. Again, I really think this was back home in New Orleans at a certain school at a certain time, but I kind of feel like it branched out. But that needs to happen. That needs to happen on at everywhere that's having all these issues. That needs to happen. You know, they'll do it for free. They'll do it at certain times of the day and all these other things. Ain't no problems. Ain't no problems. We fix it for you. So let's slide on to this one. Let's talk about this Dr. Cheyenne Bryant thing that I'm seeing online everywhere. Why y'all worry about this lady? This lady didn't do nothing to y'all. I don't think she did. I had to look her up. She's it says a psychology expert, and she's a what it is, a life coach, and she's been doing so for X amount of years, and she has a TV show on MTV. It's the Teen Mom reality, not Teen Mom reality, Teen Mom reunion show. She has something to do with that. And to be honest, I stopped reading it to her after that. You know, I'm not about to sit here and give you 27 minutes of her whole life. I think the whole accreditation thing is for intents and purposes only. If she did go through if she completed the curriculum to get her doctorate, and she's done all of the things, then it just is what it is. She's done it. You know, leave it alone. Yeah, her school lost funding or closed or whatever happened, but she still did it. How many of y'all out there how many of y'all have DR period in front of y'all name? Do I have doctor in front of my name? No. Because I hear a lot of people talk about that. Like, nah, that's a whole lot of stuff you got to do to get that. The lady did it. Something happened with the school. Leave her alone. I've seen comments talking about she went to ICDC with Romeo and, you know, all of this stuff. If she did, she did. You know, she at least tried to further herself in her educational purposes and such. But again, that's for all intents and purposes. I mean, also, if you want to be honest, you know, our elders knew a whole lot of stuff. If we got sick, we talked to our elders. If something else was going on, we talked to our elders, and they fixed the problem right up. You gonna fuss with your elders talking about, oh well, grandma, you didn't go to school for this. You don't have a doctorate in medicine. Why should I be listening to you? No, because you know what's gonna happen. Your mouth is just gonna be just like Daffy Duck. It's gonna be facing that way. You just know not to question those things. Same as we know Pookie could cook the best crack, cocaine. He got the best drugs in the area. He didn't go to school for chemistry or biology. You gonna question him, bro? Why your crack so good? Why? Why is it just so good? You must have went to school for this. I'm just saying. You know, I can go all day with this. They got people that got food trucks and all of this stuff, and they go to a culinary school, not a day in their life, and they could do it. There's people that could do this stuff. If your work speaks for itself, then all that other stuff don't matter. And I'm gonna say this last thing because I think this is gonna resonate a little bit more. And I just thought about this. Back home in New Orleans, there were a lot of uncertified band teachers, a lot of band directors that had not either completed their 4-year program, and had some of the best programs in the city. Just to say that you don't need that. You don't need it. If that lady doing what she need to do in her 10, 20, 30 years, and she has a track record of this is what I've done, look at it, it's all good, leave alone. Y'all ain't got nothing else better to do but tear this lady down. She ain't messing with y'all. Or maybe she is messing with y'all. I don't know. Because I can guarantee you in the next couple of days it's going to be somebody else y'all found so-and-so and so-and-so and did this. And stop it. Just stop it, man. Stop it. And lastly, so James Bond, the movie franchise, is, I think they're about to start writing or doing another movie. You know how they do. James Bond movies don't come out every, they come out every couple of years, what, 4 or 5 years. And the dude who previously was doing it, that's it for him. He like, I'm cool, I'm done. Or maybe they retired him. I don't know how it happened. It was talks of Idris Elba. That's cool. It was talks of Idris Elba being the next James Bond. I don't see it. I don't see it. He turned it down or whatever happened. Again, I don't know how true it was, but I don't see Idris Elba being James Bond. I see, and these three names, y'all don't have to agree with. They just kind of off the top of my head. Leave a comment. Let's have this conversation. I think Sterling K. Brown could pull off being James Brown. James Bond. I think Anthony Mackie. I think he could pull it off. I think he'd be in the runner up. I could see him kind of doing it. And also Michael B. Jordan. I could definitely see him doing it as well. I could see him. I picked him because Michael B. Jordan is younger. He's 39, 40. He's younger. Usually if you get into a franchise like that, you're going to make a good number of James Bond films. You're going to age because, again, they take a couple years to make the movies, and then it comes out. So you don't want nobody that's, 63 years old, and by the time it come out, dude's 70. Nah. But, again, that's what I think if I had to pick some people. But I don't know what they're going to do. Don't care. Maybe y'all feel James Bond should stay as a non-African American person. Maybe that's how y'all feel. I don't know. I'm noticing, going into our next and last subject, because I got it wrote down. I'm noticing people on social media talk about poly relationships, and I'm not understanding it. I'm not seeing it. I think people want to get into poly relationships. We got to get into that. Okay, I lied, y'all. We got one more thing after this. People want to get into poly relationships. I really don't know why. Poly relationships aren't what I think a lot of people think they are. I think they think it's just, multiple men, women, or one man, multiple women, or multiple women and one man. And most people, I don't think they could get past like the sex part. But when you do this has to work. You have so many things that needs to actually happen. Things have to align for it to actually work. You have to have finances. Like, where are all these people going to live? You just can't say, oh, it's one man and two women and they live in a studio apartment. Like, we're not going to do that. We need a house. Somebody's going to have enough sense. Somebody's going to have to be a leader. Like, that's very structured. I mean, again, if people look at that and they kind of think it's just sex, like, nah, there's other places you can go for that if that's what you want to do. But yeah, that man might tell you might tell all y'all what y'all need to do and how y'all need to do it, and that's just gonna be it. And there's a lot of people that don't like that. They can't take that very well, or other way around. It might be the woman telling everybody else what to do, and there's a lot of men or other people that can't abide by that. No, I'm not gonna listen to you. You don't know what you're talking about. Then no, it's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Then, even to complicate it even more so, what are you going to do with the kids? What are you going to do with vacation and all these other things? Again, financial part in a pilot relationship is no. And I just think a lot of it don't happen because people just they don't really know how to really get into it and how to do it. That's not really you can't really Google how to be in a successful poly relationship. And again, you know what? You probably could Google that. I don't know. Probably look it up on YouTube or something. So I looked at my phone, and the last thing, this guy Chud the something, gets arrested, and I seen one of his videos. Well, actually, I didn't see it. I seen it was like a screenshot, and he was at a gas station talking to some black women, and he was just talking crazy to them, and everybody in the comments was like, this is executed and scripted very, very well. He knows where to go and when to do this and so on and so forth. And I'm like, I could see that. I could see that. I guarantee you're not finna go to Chicago to certain McDonald's and certain places and you just think that that's gonna happen. Like, no. And actually, in a whole lot of hoods, that's not gonna happen, sir. That's not gonna happen, and it hasn't happened. But they say he attempted murder or something. It's on my list. I need to get into it. But yeah, yes, sir. You cannot, as a white man, go around into black neighborhoods and torment and talk to these people any kind of way just because you feel that you're entitled to, and then you want to record it. No, sir. No, sir. You can't do that. You should not and don't do that. But clearly he has learned today. He has learned his lesson. I'm looking at my list. I got 2 lists. I got my phone and I got my y'all know how I do with my list. My paper list, because I had to go outside and record yesterday, like I said. And I feel like I got a screenshot of something that I could probably share with y'all. I know I said that was it. Y'all know me. It's like the person that you get on the phone with, and they be like, all right, y'all, and then yeah, keep going. Yeah. That's me. That's me today. Where did this happen? This happened in Louisville. This happened, I don't know when this happened, because it don't have a date. Oh, I lied. It does have a date. May 13th. Today is the 19th. So I'm gonna put this on I'm a screenshot. I'm gonna try to get it up on to where y'all can see this. But this comes from World Star Hip Hop on Facebook. A Louisville mother knew something was wrong when her 10-year-old nonverbal autistic son started coming home depressed and acting out. She secretly hid a camera in his hair and sent him to school on May 13th. The footage allegedly shows teacher abusing the child. The mother is now speaking out and calling for justice. I don't know what type of school this is. They did list the school that he went to, and they said his name. I'm trying. I don't. All of those things. He's 10. He's nonverbal. He's autistic. Why are you messing with this kid? How, why? Just why? And again, you recording this? See, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's been time that we start fighting back. See, instead of taking this to the news outlets and all this other stuff, you know what I would have did? If I would have sent my child to school and seen that my child is getting allegedly abused, I'm going up there with some of the homies, with some of the bros, uncles, and all these other people, and we going to get busy on dude. Just is what it is. Y'all can take that however you want to. That's what's going to happen first. Secondly, then I'm going to make it public. Then I'm going, hey, let's go to the news outlet and, bro over there all balled up and everything. What happened to him? I don't know. He fell down some steps or something. I don't know. That's what needs to happen. to all of these people. You know, these people, I guess people feel that they could just get away with stuff and, oh, I'm just going to get arrested and, you know, I'm going to get bailed out and I can just go over here and I can do the same thing again. No, no, no. We again, that village needs we got to come out now. Village need to come out. Oh, that's what you want to do? Oh, you won't mess with kids? Bet. Got you. Got you. That's him right there? Got him. Got him. That's what we need to do. I am not advocating violence. Yes, I am. I ain't about to sit here and talk all that other foolishness. No. Some people just need their ass whooped, period. This is what it is. And on that note, I'm out.